Aloha mai Kāua, o DJ Mermaid keia, a I ke oi, ua kako ia kahiki ke hoʻolele ia keia pukana ma ka puna I vele, e nā hoa me nā lala o keia kahua lekio I lulu kala mai ia mako. No leila, he leo mahalo keia ia o ko e nā lala, a I nā a ole oi he lala, mai kali a pauna niho, a e hui no me kako, e nāna paha o ko ma hawaiipublicradio.org a mahalo nui. Aloha mai kako, I'm Paige Okamura, DJ Mermaid, your host of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi, here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. On tonight's episode, we are exploring love and how love manifests itself and how we see love, or sometimes how we don't see love in Hawaiian music. We'll be exploring relationship love, love of land, and love of people and nation, and how sometimes we see all kinds of love in one mele. We'll be right back after this news break. Full set list online at hawaiipublicradio.org. Opening up this evening's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1 with your classic love song, Lena Machado's Hoʻonanea, comparing love and that desire inside of oneself like a bird who drinks of nectars of the flowers. That's the poetry of it all. I'm DJ Mermaid, Pedro Kumar. We are exploring love, and not just aloha between people, but love in all of the forms that we see it in Hawaiian music. And sometimes it's not just one kind of love. Sometimes it's multiple layers of love, and you just have to know how to peel them apart and how to look at them. So we are exploring all of that on tonight's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on HPR1. You can find a full set list for tonight's episode online at our website at hawaiipublicradio.org. Moving into one of my favorite love songs, written by Johnny Kameaaloha Almeida, the Dean of Hawaiian Music. It's titled Keauhou o Kāua, which you could translate to Our Love. But in this particular song, in this mele, in the chorus, he talks about how sometimes love is like a person. Sometimes you are trying to find something, but really they're right in front of your face. You just didn't notice it all this time. This is KHPR1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi, exploring thoughts of love tonight.
Your charms are calling. calling me beside the still sea, where romance stirs a fragrant air, where flowers bloom so fair that dreams of loving eyes restore thee. Aloha land, soft rainbows never end, like them our love will bend when I return again. The sunset gold will bless our love through. Fair beam Hawaiian love, just you. Rainbows never end, like them our love will end when I return again. The sunset's gold will bless our love through. Fair beam Hawaiian love, just you.
Hana's very own Tandy MacKenzie with a song titled Hawaiian Love off of the album A Rare Hawaiian Experience. I'm DJ Mermaid, Paige Okamura. You are tuned in to Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on member-supported HPR 1. And support for Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi comes from Kahala Market by Foodland. Throughout August, offering the shopping experience, It's All Rice, featuring locally made rice finds and rice dishes from cultures near and far. KahalaMKT.com. And from Queens Island Urgent Care, treating non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries at 6 locations across Oahu. Walk-ins welcome. Learn more at queens.org. Tonight's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi is all about love and the concept of aloha as it's seen not just in the love that maybe we all see on the surface, but a much deeper love that we're going to get into. So we just heard Tandy MacKenzie, and coming up next is Cyrus Green singing Kamakani Kāʻili Aloha. I'm sure so many of you know that song, but did you know that it's dedicated to Tandy MacKenzie's mother? And it is a song about a woman who leaves her husband and he consults. I always feel like translations of this story make it seem very, infantile, maybe a little corny, but he consults what everybody says is a kahuna, but he does consult someone who is able to essentially bring her back to him. But the song itself is dedicated to Tandy MacKenzie's mother. So we're going to hear Kamakani Kāʻili Aloha, and then we're going to move into a song about love that a parent has for a child with the mele Matsonia. Keauhou is going to sing it. But Matsonia is credited to Lealoha Kalaluhi, written for her daughter, the grandmother of Rosalind Brown. Matsonia, of course, named for the Matson ship. Matson Lines commissioned the ship in 1931, originally under the name SS Monterey, on a Pacific Ocean route. But the song itself talks about how a parent's love for a child who's sailing away on a ship. And back then, I always have to remind myself, these are generally months-long voyages. The second verse talks about ku'upepe moʻolelo, my baby that's so restless, right? Children at night become restless when they have a hard time sleeping without their mother. I know this. I was that child. So we're going to look at familial love as well in tonight's show. So first up, Cyrus Green with Kamakani Kāʻili Aloha into Matsonia by Keauhou here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Do a show about love without one of my favorite love songs, Pua Lililehua, composed by Kahauanu Lake and Mary Kovena Pukui for Auntie Mikey Ayu Lake. Most people, when they talk about love songs and you talk about Pua Lililehua, they always say that their favorite verse is the fourth verse, right? Hilo pa'aia Keauhou, ikalino hilo pa valu. Right, that this love is bound tightly, it's bound fast with an 8-strand lei, hilo pavalu. And that number 8 is sort of significant in that that's the ideal number. It's also like the ideal number of strands to have a really pa'ale. It's not going to come apart, right? So a'ohimea ehemoai, nothing can separate this lei of our love. Nothing can separate you from me. But my favorite verse is actually the second verse. And I don't know, maybe this is like a bit of my own fantasy and life of love. I don't know what it is, but I resonate more with the second verse because it says, Yaoi e imiana ina nani o ka'aina e ianola au ma'anei e kaliana I ko ho'i mai. While you go out into the world, seeking the beauties of the land, searching for other things, looking at other things, I will be right here waiting for you to come back. And so whatever verse resonates with you in that song, I always find that is one of my favorite love songs. I'm DJ Mermaid, Pedro Camora, your host every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. here on Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Tonight we are taking a deep dive into love songs and speaking of journeys and going away to look for what you love. And not all love songs have to be so serious. Coming up next, Bina Mossman's composition of Kaleponi, which translates to California, by the Kalama's Quartet. It's nice, it's upbeat, it's fun. I always get a good kick out of it when a girl's boyfriend goes off to California and he asks her, what would you like me to bring you back? And she has this laundry list for him of things. High-heeled shoes, like scalloped skirts and all these things, velvet some things. And I thought, wow. I mean, if you love her, you bring that back for her. These days, we just ask people to bring us back Trader Joe's, you know. So this is Kaleponi here on Kalama's Quartet into another song written out of love for a loved one who went on a journey and never made it back. You'll find out what it is. Full set list online at hawaiipublicradio.org.
Kāua, hea hakau make make, a pane mai la oiala, papa lei hukapakahi, ka maahila lauli, ki hei suelu velu, pale koki hapani honi ho, me ka lole mu ekekei. Hele au Kaleponi, o imai male Kāua, hea hakau make make, a pane mai la oiala, papa lei hukapakahi, ka maahila lauli, ki hei su velu velu, pele Paleko ki hapani honiho, me ka lole mu ekekei.
Although we lost His Majesty, he left quite a legacy behind him. And we, as part of the arts today, are especially proud of the fact that we credit him for giving us the hula bag. It is a very important part of our lives. It is one of those things that we can honestly say we still have left.
Two love songs, one written by Kāua and the other by Kapi'olani, both written for each other, both while they were on journeys and away. Nihi Hele, performed by Leinaʻala Haili, was written first. You know, it's attributed to Kāua, but it's also, if you dig a little deeper, attributed to the Healani Glee Club. But that Nihi Hele was penned while Kapi'olani was away when she left for England in 1887. Kāua leaves for California in 1890, and Queen Kapi'olani composes Kaipole Manu for Kāua after he leaves. The tragedy of that mele is that he never gets to hear it because he dies while in California at the Palace Hotel. So he never gets to hear the song. But if you look at both of them, we're still talking love songs here. It's a deep, abiding love. We talk about, you know, how lonely it can be without that person, but we're still comparing it to the things that we see here in Hawaii and our love for land. We're not just talking about how much we miss that one person, but comparing it to things, you know, like the i'iwi bird or the cold rain of Hanalei. That's love for land, but also comparing it to the love you have for this person. Especially, you have to remember this is a Hawaiian, writing to another Hawaiian. These are things that they know. They know, and they both cherish, value, and love about their homeland. So comparing your romantic love or love for this person to the love you have for your land, that's a very deep way beyond the surface of just romantic love that you see in Hawaiian music. Another way that you'll see all of those things, well, more so love for land, but also love for people, love for your people and your nation, is of course in Ellen Wright Prendergast's Kaulana Napua, written in, I believe, 1893, if I'm not mistaken. But actually, the interesting thing about Kaulana Napua, which always people, I feel like when people who only look at the surface of things talk about it like, oh, famous are the flowers. Well, Kaulana Napua a'o Hawaiʻi kupa'a mahope o ka aina. Famous are not just the flowers, but the children, the people of Hawaii. What are they famous for? For being kupa'a mahope o ka aina, ever loyal to the land. Kaulana Napua was written it was written for actually the Royal Hawaiian Band, because the government that's referred to in the song is actually the provisional government, or the PG, and the Royal Hawaiian Band had just walked out on their own jobs after the bandmaster demanded that they sign an oath of loyalty to the provisional government. And because they refused to, the bandmaster had told them that they had better sign, or else they'd be eating rocks. And the band decided, and you can see it in this mele, to walk out, because it's better to eat rocks to what we call ka'ai kamaha'o ka'aina, right? The food of the land. They would rather eat rocks, but not just eat rocks. You can think about it as eating rocks, but they're telling the bandmaster that their love for their land and their nation and their people is enough, that they don't need a paycheck, because it's more important for them to stand up for their nation and their people. So those are the kinds of love that are all intertwined in not just any Hawaiian song, almost all Hawaiian music, but in these particular three. So coming up next is Myrtle K. Hilo singing Kaulana Napua here on Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1.
Kaulana Napua o Hawaiʻi, kupa'a mahope o ka aina, iki mai ka elele o kolokoino, palapala anunu me ka pakaha. Kaulana Napua o Hawaiʻi, kupa'a mahope o ka aina, hiki mai ka elele o kolokoino, palapala anunu me ka pakaha. Hani mai Hawaiʻi moku o Keauhou, koku ana honoa o Ilani, ka ko'o mai Kāua I o Manu, paupu me ke one o ka kuhi hewa. Ka pulima maluna o ka pepa o ka enemi ho o hui aina ku si bila o ke kanaka aole makou e mina I ka puukala o ke aupuni Walawa makou I ka pohaku Ka ai ka maha o ka aina Mahopi makou o Lililehua Aloha ai ka pono ka aina Haina ia mai ana ka puana Ka po e ia aloha o ka aina Mahopi makou o Lililehua Aloha ai ka pono ka aina Haina ia mai ana ka puana Ka po e ia aloha o ka aina
Au hea valeo e sweet moonlight Ke ona e hea mai nei E ia hoki au ka mai le lauli I moe I ke anu o uka A kiss goodnight, oh sweet moonlight Ke ua tili hune mai nei Hola ina manu, luhe me kapalai Ho pe a ala o kana hele Ua nani no hoe e beauty la neuma E kahi manu lulaha ole Ua hanu I aku ko umeheo E ka ua tili hune o uka A kiss goodnight, oh sweet moonlight Ke ua tili hune mai nei Hola ina manu luhe me kapalai Ho o pea ala o kana hele E aki vale au e I ke la I ka ua lani pili o uka Ho ipo mauno ke ala hui I ka pua o ke ali A kiss goodnight, oh sweet moonlight Ke ua tili hune mai nei Hola ina manu luhe me kapalai Ho o pe a ala o kana hele
That was Bill Kaiva with the Sons of Hawaii with the song titled Sweet Moonlight by Prince Kunuyakea, who composed this mele as a love song. He was actually also first, I don't know why it just strikes out to me, but he's the first cousin of Queen Emma because their mothers were sisters. But when you look at Sweet Moonlight, in the same way we talked about love of land, we're comparing the love of land and the things we see in our environment that are beautiful to your lover. Like the gentle rains that fall, the a'ali'i flower. And if you know what an a'ali'i is, you know that it is beautiful and treasured, along with maile lauli'i. Always the maile lauli'i, beloved for its fragrance. All of these very intrinsic, basic, I don't know, they're not basic. To me, it's so second nature now. Hawaiian things and how we see love, how we portray that love, how we convey that love in Hawaiian music. It's like a circular economy. It all comes back to the same thing. Mahalo for tuning in to tonight's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. I'm DJ Mermaid, Pedro Kamara. You can find tonight's set list online at our website at hawaiipublicradio.org. You can also actually, if you're on there, click on my name and you can find my email there as well. I'm always open to feedback, suggestions, mele that I didn't get to cover in only 1 hour, all of that good stuff. I'll be handing you off in just a few minutes to Sandy Sukiyama and the Brazilian Experience here on KHPR Honolulu, KKUA Wailuku, KANO Hilo, KHPH Kailua Kona, KIPL Lihue, and KJHF Kuala Pu'u. Closing us out tonight with Don't Cry Oi, Ke Kuhi Kana Hele, reminding us that when you love somebody, when they hurt, and you feel that.
Don't cry,
Ane puwai,